Right guys, welcome back to Dan's Daily Waffle. It's that time again of the day where I decided that I'm going to close the laptop and get on camera and annoy some people, but the right kind of people. For quite a while now, I've noticed how much negativity there is online, and I've unfortunately noticed that the negativity does come from a lot of British people. They do tend to jump online and go on social media and go on different platforms and just try to be sarcastic or try to be annoying, or they seem angry or seem fed up. And after being back in England, after being away in Thailand for 9.5 years, I've realised why people are fed up. Can't get my head around why people are so toxic online, apart from maybe they was bullied when they was younger, so they can't bully people in real life, so they have to do it online. Maybe that's the only thing that I can think of on why they do it online so much, because you never really see a tough guy jumping online and trying to act tough and cocky and get personal with people. Never. But you see it all over online nowadays by people that are not like that. Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people have noticed this too. Now, I know a lot of guys are fed up back here in the UK. I can see it. I've watched it. The gloomy weather, it's been miserable for the past 2 days, raining. Politics is just insane. You know, it's all over YouTube at the moment. It's all over the TV. Yeah, I see all that going on. The Hollywood show, you know, that everybody gets fooled into, but we're not going to go into that subject today. Because I know that is super controversial and it really annoys people. Now, the dating side here in England seems to be quite rough for a lot of people. There's a lot of single guys here that have got nice personalities, seem like good guys, but ain't got a cat in hell's chance of getting an average woman back here in the UK. So I can understand now why a lot of British people end up going to Thailand. I get it. And that's not me taking the mick. That's me totally understanding why it's happening. But the problem is, because everyone's negative and everyone's peed off, not everybody, but a lot of people are peed off and negative over here and not afraid to show it, a lot of guys are bringing that mentality over to Thailand, and it's causing a lot of problems. All you've got to do is go on Instagram and watch the videos, or Facebook and watch the short videos, and you'll see a lot of guys constantly getting their heads kicked in places like Pattaya and Phuket by the security from the bar scenes. Yeah, it's insane. I always see it. It's just that you can't show that kind of stuff on YouTube because you'll get demonetized. YouTube has got very strict policies when it comes to content. I've uploaded 2 videos on my channel today, but I can't put them public as they got flagged straight away. One got flagged because he was walking down Beach Road and there was a couple of freelancers, but they had clothes on. Can't get my head around that. But obviously the YouTube algorithm must have gone 304, 304, 304. And that stopped the video from going live. And then the other one was about a Thai, I'm scared of even saying the word on this channel, but a Thai woman that does her services outside of the bar, the massage, and the freelancing on the road. She's more of a premium service, and it was about that. But I was careful with what I said, and it got demonetized and it got tucked away. But on platforms like Facebook and Instagram, they allow all that to go on, and you get to really see what's happening because everybody is recording people in the streets, and you get to see what's happening, and it's insane. Yeah, it's insane. People showing how guys are kicking off in restaurants because they're not happy with the meals, they're not happy with their order. People drunk in the streets on Walking Street and Soy Cow and stuff, and getting their heads smashed in because they're not paying bills, they're running away from the bar tabs and all that kind of stuff. It's absolute chaos. And then you've got all the negativity around it. Guys, I just wanted to bring this up. This isn't about me. I'm not bothered. I can get my head around why people are negative. It's become, what do you call it, culture now. But you can't bring that culture over to Thailand. I remember when I first went over to Thailand, I had a little bit of that myself. I used to get angry about how everybody drove on the roads Used to make me really stressed because, yeah, the driving isn't that great in Thailand. There's loads of accidents, and you can see why when you drive. And if you don't change your mindset, you're going to be annoyed driving on the roads all the time. You have to understand that the rules that apply here do not apply there so much, or they're ignored there a lot more. It's not as strict. So you have to take into account that even if you're the perfect driver, you can still get into an accident. You've got to watch the road at all times, and you've got to focus 110% when you drive out there, because it's super dangerous. You can't be beeping your horn at anybody, because you never know what anybody's got in the glove box. Yeah, it's not England, you know. It's Thailand. It's very cheap and very easy to get your hands on stuff like that, and a lot of people can carry them in the cars. So it's dangerous. Be careful. So there's no beeping that goes on. Everybody's respectful when they drive, because no one wants problems. But you will get the odd guy, especially from the UK, that will have a bit of a beep, and things can really escalate and kick off. And as you've seen in all these videos, it's not just one person that'll kick your head in. It's 10 of them. Yeah, that's how it rolls. Yeah. And you have to understand, with the way that guys act in places like Pattaya and Bangla Road in Phuket, it's no wonder there's a lot of people that want to smash people's heads in. Yeah, so the moment that you step out of line, they're gunning for you, because of how, not everybody, but how a lot of people are acting. And what's that saying? It is what it is. So when you go over to another country, yeah, it's better to be a shadow. Don't stand out too much. Don't bring your Western ways over there. If you can't assimilate into that culture and that way of life, then it's better off not living there. But unfortunately, a lot of guys don't care about that. Yeah, it's their way or the highway, and they'll live there, and they'll moan and they'll complain, and they'll constantly be toxic, either in the bar scene or online. A lot of them, they're not tough enough to do it to people's faces, so they have to do it online. Yeah, and you really need to understand that, guys, when everyone's being personal and savage with people, and you get shocked at, wow, look at what that guy said. Yeah, a lot of people on Facebook are hiding behind a locked profile, and on other platforms as well, behind a locked profile. YouTube, you can't really go to their proper profile. It doesn't show much about them. And normally, if they do have a couple of videos and you do get to see who's been horrible or who's said something toxic, he looks like a blooming Nesbit, and you can understand why you can see just from his face that, yeah, he's a bitter, horrible man. Yeah, and that's why he's being like that. He's fed up. He's not happy with the cards that life has dealt him, and he's decided to go on a rampage online. And I do find that it's the people that are fed up, are depressed, the ones that probably got bullied when they was younger, decided to get their own back online because they can hide away. And real life tough guys don't start waffling online, and tough guys don't waffle anyway. You know, they don't act tough, they don't act hard. The scariest guy in the room is always the quietest guy in the room, and everybody should have learned that by now. And if you haven't, you'll learn it one day if you keep running your mouth. That's how it is. Right, guys, so in regards to everything that I've stated so far in this video, let's discuss it. Put it in the comments, give me something to do, give me something to talk about. I want to talk about these subjects, why everyone's fed up in the UK. I think it's obvious why people want to leave, and I understand why Thailand is the perfect target destination. One, it's got women that will call you handsome man. Two, it's a cheaper cost of living, so your money will go a hell of a lot further. And yeah, you've got the weather. It is too hot most of the time, but yeah, you do have the weather, the cheap food, cheap cost of living, and ultimately the women. You know, we can't hide away from that fact. That's what most guys are interested in. But that's why there's a lot of problems. Now, I went online today just because I wanted to find out some stuff. I like looking at facts and figures. I like researching, and I love learning. And I learned today that on average, 4,000 to 5,000 Thai women are getting married to Western men, legally married, every single year. And those numbers are actually accelerating. And apparently they're that high at the moment that they've not even calculated last year's figures yet. So that will be interesting when they do finally come out. Now, I did want to also find out how many Western guys are married to Thai women, but not legally. They've had a village marriage, because if that's around about 4,000 or 5,000, I would guess, it's a wild guess, and I could be really wrong, but from what I've seen over the past 9.5 years, I would say between 10, 15,000 village weddings. That's a lot of wedding dowries, a lot of sinsods where people have paid cash money. The 4,000 to 5,000 legal marriages, I mean, they would have cost a fortune. Everybody that I've seen that's had a wedding in Thailand, it's been an expensive wedding. And then I would love to look at the stats of how many of those marriages actually lasted, how many lasted 6 months, how many lasted a year, what happened within those marriages. And I would guess from my own personal experience that more than half of them will crash and burn, because I would guess also that the majority of those marriages are coming from women from the entertainment industry, and that's why they would crash and burn. I wouldn't state that there's more than 2,000 out of 4,000. Let's just say we'll go the lower end of the scale. I wouldn't say there's 2,000 legitimate marriages that are non-bar girls, non-freelancers, non-entertainment working girls. I would say that's at least half, yeah, which I think is fair to say. So imagine the crash and burn stories that come from that, and what goes on with that. And then if you look at it from that sense, and then look at it from a broader sense, with 35 million tourists per year traveling to Thailand, and that's the whole tourism. Let's just say that 15 million of them are Western men playing around within the bar scene, yeah, within the nightlife entertainment. Imagine how many women these guys are getting involved with, and what's really going on over there, and how much money guys have lost. I mean, I stated in the last video, I spoke to a guy on the phone. He'd been scammed for £6,000, and that's a really recent story. It's happening right now. So far, I'd been scammed for £6,000 for a bar girl that he only slept with once. That was it. And then the next minute, she claimed that she was pregnant, claimed that she had a lawyer and a police guy involved, and that she was going to take him to court, made him scared, made him afraid, and he ended up coughing out money. And in total, so far, it's been £6,000, and the baby isn't even born yet. Mental. Yeah, absolutely mental. I'm laughing because it's mental. But that's just one small story from one person. Imagine all the stories and all the craziness. So guys go over to Thailand for a better life, for paradise, and to a better cost of living and all that, and it ends up costing them a hell of a lot more money than it did back home, and they got their heart broken and they got fleeced in the process. And that's why the stories, I suppose, are very important, providing they are real stories and they are factual stories and they're not made up. And then it's beneficial to the general public. But with saying that, how many stories have we received on this channel where guys have basically said, I've been watching your channel for 2 years, Dan, I've watched several stories, but I still got hustled and I still got done over. You just can't stop it. If you're a ghost in your own country, if you're invisible within your own country and no woman wants to see you, spend time with you, date you, or you're meeting women off Tinder or whatever, and it's not going well when they see your real face, and you know they spend 5 minutes with you, guys are going to get fed up. They're going to get so fed up. And when you're starved from attention and bedroom action, etc., and then you go to a place like Thailand, you are going to lose your head. No matter what I say, no matter how many stories you've seen online, you're going to lose the plot. And I get it, guys. I mean, since I've come back to England, you know, I've not even thought about it. I've been happy to I don't even know if I should say this, but I've been happy to like have a break from all that. Yeah, I'm not interested, but I can understand that if I go without for 6 months or a year, or the only type of women I can get my hands on are some woman looks like Jabba the Hutt, then I guess when I go to Thailand and some fit young 21-year-old in a nice dress is sat on my knee, whispering in my ear, 2,000 baht, and I will go back to your condo. Yeah, oh, my friend will come with us as well. Guys are going to lose, they're going to lose it. You're going to lose it. They don't care how much money they've got in their pocket. You can have it all. Make it rain, baby. They'll make it rain all day long because they've been so deprived. And what does that really tell us about what's going on? Not just in England, but in other countries as well. It's not just England that are going. When I was in Thailand, England seemed to be the number one for expats. And then I noticed there was a massive surge of Australians. And Australian now are probably competing neck and neck with the British because they seem fed up as well. I don't know what the dating game is like in Australia. I have no clue, but people have spoke to me. I've got Australian friends in Thailand, and they've said it's just as bad. There's not much difference to the UK with a lot of things, apart from the weather, of course. So yeah, it tells you a lot about what's really going on. The house prices, the cost of living, the crap that you get fed on your TV, the politics. Everyone's kicking off for the reasons why the cost of living's going higher. It doesn't look like anything's getting better. And people are angry, they're fed up. And then they can't even release that frustration with a girl. Because even, I know people might get annoyed with me with this, but it's just from what I've observed. But even 3 out of 10 girls now think they're smoking hot. And a 3 out of 10 girl wants a 10 out of 10 guy nowadays. So no wonder guys are bloody losing their minds and going to Thailand. So it's been a massive wake-up call for me to actually come back, and rather than just getting told about it in Thailand, what it's like and how bad it is, and watching YouTube and watching English channels in Thailand, and you don't really get to feel it, you know. But being back and speaking to people and seeing what people are like, and seeing how fed up and angry people are and miserable people are, yeah, I can understand why the numbers are astronomical in regards to people leaving the UK now. I've not checked on the numbers for people leaving America or leaving Australia, but I reckon that if I do, I'm going to be quite shocked. People are really getting fed up and things do really need to change. Let us know what you think down in the comments below, and let us know if you're interested in more waffle videos like today, because I personally enjoy them. Because I get a lot of things off my chest and I get to speak to you guys. And then when I'm chilled out at night, I get to look at the comments, read them, reply, and yeah, gives me something to do as I'm stuck here working every day until I go back to Thailand. And I think by the time I do go back to Thailand, I think that maybe, yeah, I might be quite happy that I go back. The only way of having a good life here in England now, from the way I see it, and people can disagree, it's just my point of view, it's not factual, it's just a point of view, is that if you're earning really, really good money and you look half decent, yeah, you can have a good life in the UK. Yeah, if you're an average guy and you're earning an average wage, they can understand why there's a massive queue at immigration. When you're in Thailand, everyone doing the 90 days and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of younger guys now that are in Thailand. It used to be a retirement place, but now everybody's had enough and everybody's moving over to places like Thailand, the Philippines, don't forget, Cambodia, and even Vietnam. Southeast Asia is getting flooded. And probably a lot of other countries too, but Southeast Asia has the biggest appeal because, let's face it, the women and the extremely cheap cost of living compared to the West. Our money goes further over there, but over there, their money is really, really poor, guys. Yeah, really poor. And that's probably a good subject to talk about because I know a lot about that, what they earn. I mean, even women, men that are in really, really good jobs and they've gone to university and they've got qualifications and they've studied for years. I mean, they're earning 500 quid, 500 pounds, 600 pounds a month. It's insane. Right, guys, put your comments down below. Let's get the chat started, but don't be audible, don't be mean, don't be trying to attack me. And if you do, Ciao for now. Bye bye.